Welcome! My name is Like It's 1985 and this is my review of Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron Shockwave. And here is a look at the packaging for Shockwave. And maybe it's just because it's new, but I do really like this new style of packaging. A very nice picture of Shockwave here. Very, very cool. I do love that. And the actual picture itself of Shockwave does take up most of the actual packaging, as you can see there. So really a nice picture of Shockwave in the background there. And you have a look at what appears to be the actual vehicle form from the game. So this is actually apparently the in-game image or graphics of Shockwave in his vehicle form. So that's pretty cool. Series 01, number 3. And on the back you can see, of course, it has the look at both the vehicle and the robot mode for Fall of Cybertron Shockwave. And according to the box, the vehicle mode is a Cybertronian mobile artillery mode. You can see there is the bio for Shockwave. And of course you have the technical specifications for Shockwave. So even though Shockwave does come packaged in robot mode, first we're going to have a look at the Cybertronian mobile artillery mode. So vehicle mode here looks very, very nice. When I first saw the pictures of the vehicle mode here, I was a little bit skeptical as to whether I would like the vehicle mode, but I have to tell you, having the figure in hand in person, I've grown to like the vehicle mode design here. You know, it is a Cybertronian vehicle, so it's definitely something we haven't seen before. It looks pretty good, especially from the top here. You can see from the side, from the back, and really from the front. Looks very awesome there. And you really can't see the robot mode parts until you look underneath here. Obviously here's the chest and the legs and so forth. So, but fantastic signature deep purple color for most of the figure. It does have some silver and some black. And of course the fantastic translucent pink here, or purple pink right there. This of course becomes the chest in robot mode. So really nice looking vehicle mode, I have to say. Another bit of detail is that you actually have the cannon here. It's stored between what are the legs here. So this will become the actual cannon. And that's really nice that actually the cannon itself is integrated into the vehicle mode design. So we'll see more on how that works when we look at the transformation from vehicle into robot mode. To begin the transformation, what you want to do, there's two side panels here, one here and the one there, and you want to rotate the panels around and tab them into place on the side, on either side there. So what you can do is you can rotate these up a little bit there, give you some clearance, and then take these side panels here and rotate them around, and they will tab into the side like that. Going to the rear of the vehicle, you want to take this whole section here, which I guess you can consider to be thrusters, and you want to untab them from this purple section up here like that. Take this section of the vehicle mode and rotate it back. Grab on to either side of the front of the vehicle and pull apart, and unpeg the weapon. At the front of the vehicle there are two bits of black plastic. Rotate them around and they become the feet. Next, take the two wings on the side here and rotate them up. Take the arms and separate, rotate down, and bring out the hands. And finally, for the dramatic head reveal, take this whole section here, tab it into place, and out pops the head. Take the shoulders and tab them into the chest. And there you have Shockwave in robot mode. Articulation for Shockwave. The head is on a swivel joint, 360. Shoulders swivel around. The arm itself can go out to the side. You have a bend at the elbow. You can see the ball joint right there. There is no waist articulation. The hips are on a ball joint, so the legs can go forward and back and out to the side. And finally, you do have a swivel and a bend at the knee area. What I like about Shockwave's laser cannon is you can do one of three things with this laser cannon. One thing you do here is, you can see here, he's actually holding the peg in his hand, so you can have the weapon pegged into his hand. But what you can also do on either arm is you can actually fold in the hands, and you can have the cannon actually mount directly on the forearm. There's actually a tab there. You can tab that in place, and as you can see right there, it does peg or tab directly into the forearm. So that is really cool, and you can do that also on this arm as well. Now finally, what you can also do with this laser cannon is, since there's a peg and since there is a hole back here, you can actually put it on his back for storage, which is very nice. So as we look at Shockwave's laser cannon up close, you can see it's fairly nicely detailed, and for some odd reason it separates like that. I don't know why, but you can see here on the front of the laser cannon there's actually some pink or lavender translucent plastic, which is really cool. So I'm not sure why this comes off, but it does, and looks really, really nice. So as you can see, in robot mode, Fall of Cybertron Shockwave does really represent the Generation 1 Shockwave toy really well. The only major differences I can see are the wings here, and I think actually that's a nice new look for Shockwave. Some people may not like that, but I actually kind of like that look, and it's a nice touch to actually have those wings on there to make it kind of a unique toy, not just a homage to G1 Shockwave. Now, one of the things that people have complained about with this toy is, if you look inside the legs, they are hollowed out. And the reason they're hollowed out is they have to be that way because of the placement of the weapon for the transformation into vehicle mode. And also, people have mentioned how long and skinny Shockwave's legs are. But I happen to have G1 Shockwave in the house, and you can see G1 Shockwave also has long and skinny legs. So really, the long and skinny legs on the Fall of Cybertron Shockwave is a homage to the Generation 1 toy. So really, really cool. And let me back up here and get a side-by-side comparison of the two. Looking really cool together. And that's one of the reasons why I really like this toy, especially in robot mode. So let's have a close-up look at Fall of Cybertron Shockwave. And the first thing you'll notice in terms of overall design is the head and the chest, and how much the head and the chest resemble the Generation 1 Shockwave toy. So let's bring in G1 Shockwave again here, and we can take a look at a comparison. Now obviously they share the same type of head shape as well as the mono eye look. They both have a single eye, and they both have the antenna on each side of their heads. So really nice homage there. And of course, if you look at the chest itself, there actually is a similar design in terms of the chest, in terms of the overall shape here, as well as with the Generation 1 toy. So that is really cool. And finally, the similarities continue with the legs. The legs are both long and skinny in both toys. So that really is effective in terms of this guy here being a homage to that guy right there. So really cool. So looking at the details on the figure here, there's a lot of details in terms of the molding in the plastic. There's a lot of design, like lines running across the chest, lines on the wings here, and Of course, you can see there's the Decepticon symbol, nicely sculpted here on his torso. You've got some color here, as well as some silver accents here. So really nice, and a fantastic looking figure. And again, like I say, the wings are different in terms of a different look of Shockwave. I don't think we've ever seen Shockwave with wings. I could be mistaken, but I'm not recalling a Shockwave with wings. But there you go. I like that look, and it definitely makes it, you know, not quite as a complete homage to G1 Shockwave. Something different, you know, something in terms of a new design element for Shockwave. So looking really nice. So final thoughts on Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron Shockwave. This is actually a very nice figure. I have to admit I was skeptical about the vehicle mode, but after having the figure in hand, I actually find that the design is actually growing on me. I actually do like the design more than I did when I first saw the first pictures of the vehicle mode. Robot mode is fantastic. Of course, it has a very nice resemblance to the Generation 1 Shockwave toy, so that is always a bonus to me. And of course, it has some new features like the wings on the back. It's really cool. And I like the way that the weapon integrates, both in terms of how it connects to either the hand or the forearm, or it can be used as storage in the back of Shockwave. So really nice figure. I don't have any problems with the quality of the plastic. I know some people have mentioned about the plastic being or feeling cheap. I just think it's a different type of plastic, and maybe that's why they're saying that type of thing. But the plastic to me does not seem cheap, in my opinion. Now, where can you get this figure? Well, we've had some news that there's actually been some sightings of these first wave of Fall of Cybertron figures in retail stores, so they should be coming sometime soon. Thanks for watching. This has been my review of Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron Shockwave.